Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. Seems I haven't done one of these in a while, but with elections coming, I going to take this opportunity to reach out to kind of any candidate that wants to chat about great governance. And so I'm very grateful to have with me today Charlyn Moore. Charlyn is running for mayor of Lac La Biche County, right?
Lac La Biche County,
Got that
yes.
right.
Yep.
Third term on council. And I think there may be at the moment maybe four people running, so a good slate of people looking for that opportunity. But Charlyn is here today to talk with us about what great governance means to her, and maybe some opening comments, Charlyn.
Thanks. Yeah, very much. Thank you for having me here. If I've followed you along for quite some time, we seem to click, and I really appreciate the opportunity. So, yeah, good governance. I think what gets in the way of good governance sometimes is politics. I never really quite understood that, but I'm telling you, as the years go on, this being my eighth year, it starts to make sense. And I know that some of the best people don't always make it back to the table because of how politics plays out. But I really love what we're doing here. I think that if you're doing it with intention and you're looking at the big picture of who you're doing it for, I think everybody can be successful.
Great. Yeah, you and I, we seem to be of like mind um, on the social media for sure. But yeah, so I think maybe you've kind of shared a little bit, but I'll ask specifically. So what does that term great governance mean to you specifically?
For me, honestly, it's more than passing motions. It's more than discussing policies. It's really about the why, who we're doing it for, why we're doing it, the check back to make sure that we're still doing it for the right reasons, and that it made sense, and being open and transparent through that entire process.
Nice, like it.
Yeah.
Is there kind of one thing going on these days that you wish we could maybe spend some more time um, and improve what we're doing?
I mean, I for me, collaboration, I really believe, and especially coming from a smaller area, uh, collaboration. There's nobody within 45 minutes of me, aside from me, right? My municipality spreads out in about 45 minutes in every direction. So you have to go that extra mile, literally, to collaborate, to see what's happening in the region. No one's going to make it on their own. Those that maybe have somebody within 45 minutes of each other, that's a little easier said than done. But I think it's about making that extra step and actually making it out to, and for me, that would be the city of Cold Lake, the MD of Bonneville itself, St. Paul, that kind of thing, because what's going to help, and then even on the other direction, Boyle and Athabasca, sorry. But that's what's going to help continue all of us at one point and ensuring that our residents get what they need. We're not going to have, I'm not going to have all the businesses that my residents need, nor will, St. Paul. But if I have some and they have some, we're still sticking within the region and ensuring that our residents are getting everything that they need.
It's how ironic that we have all these different tools at our disposal now to connect and to engage with people, yet the trust numbers for government have never been lower, right? So I think you're right. We have to go that extra mile. We have to look at what hasn't worked in the past and see, be open to change, right? Try something different. Kind of, I've always thought go to where they are has worked well in my experience in our sector. So yeah, I'm with you. Collaboration. On the flip side, what do you think we're doing well in our sector that we might be able to leverage to maybe get ahead of the challenges that we're facing?
I think I think that communication is, I don't know, double-edged sword. I think communication, we're trying to get better, we've almost gone to the point where there's so much and nobody knows where to look anymore. And so I can think of 12 different places where you can find the information. what we're doing tomorrow for that project or what's happening at that event next week. But still I get told like, can't find it, don't know where to, don't know, didn't know this was happening, didn't know where, right? So I think that while we're doing really well communicating it out there, it's again with that, is the intention correct? Are we getting to the right spots? Or are the people, have we engaged the people enough to ensure that they are then now checking the spots that we check it, where we're putting that information? So I think that we're trying really hard to do well at communicate. I just now we need to get people to communicate back almost, right? To check that communication.
Yeah, and maybe the type of engagements. I don't know about your experience, but I find we're spending an inordinate amount of time trying to satisfy maybe a really loud 1 or 2%. These frequent flyers that are out there that we probably will never satisfy.
Yeah.
But how can we get to those? I like to call them the exhausted majority who have kind of tuned out because of the noise around those really loud 1 to maybe 3% of the people that are getting a lot of our horsepower and a lot of our bandwidth.
When we figure it out, can we figure it out together?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Set
for
an
sure. I do
industry
agree with
standard.
you. And I get industry standard, yeah. And you know, and I can agree with you. And I also I'll admit that loud minority has definitely gotten to me in the past, right? So that is something that I hope to be able to work on in the future, across the governance table. Because I think we're also included in that exhausted minority, right? The ones that are like happy with how things are going, understand that there's a process, need to just get through that process. But there are a few that don't, and it just seems easier to just go that route, right? Yes, okay, let's have that conversation. So for me, it's happened a few times around my table here in the last, I'm going to say 6 months. And so my question back to my admin every time has been, do we have a policy or a procedure that would have prevented this? Do we have a policy or procedure that we did or did not follow? And if we did not follow, then why the heck not? If we did, does that mean that the policy is antiquated? Does it not fit any longer? Or did we just plain old not follow it? Right.
Right.
And so I'll admit, like I said, that I have definitely jumped to that side of, okay, they're screaming, let's just have this conversation and then let's just see if that's the new direction. But I find myself that I go that direction most often, and I can only think of 2 or 3 times that it's happened in the last 6 months, but I've gone that way because the answer back from my administration was we don't have a policy,
Yeah.
or we do, but they didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, so we were chatting about communication and how my thought around that loud 1%, but absolutely we have to listen to them, right? Because they're engaging us. But falling back on policy is hugely important, right? Are there any gaps that we have? So encouraged to hear you mention that.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's that one part of the rule book that, you know, if you're following along and that's your building block and if you fall, at least you have something that you're standing back on, right? I see no point in building this huge glass ceiling, if you will, because if you get there and you fall back down, there's nothing for you to land on. So
Yeah, for sure. One final question I have for you is what's got you excited about this opportunity that potentially lies ahead for you? What's the most exciting part about this?
you know, I think the most exciting part is really just bringing our community to where they deserve to be, like our community members deserve to be. We've been uh referenced as the donut hole, right? Everything
Mm.
happens around us, but not with us, not to us. And I think that the biggest reason that that has happened is because we haven't had people that are trying to work with whatever's happening around, right? I think collaboration, connection around having a good, strong, both council, but an organization structure and culture, I think matters. If it's rotten on the outside, it's rotten on the inside kind of thing. And to give people that space to actually do their best, I think is really that focus on like future leadership that I want to bring. Planning for the planning for the next generation, planning for my daughter, but planning for her kids,
Right.
right?
Nice.
Um, yeah, so
I love that mention of leadership. And I've always thought that one of the attributes of a strong leader and one of the gauges of success is breeding future leadership,
yeah.
right? So,
I I really want to bring in a youth council.
oh, wow.
Listening, friends of mine have spoken to my daughter over, I mean, obviously for the last 16 years, but over the last even like 3 years, she's in high school now, and one person sees her only, she's taken summer school both last summer and this summer, and so to get ahead. And so she's spoken to this one teacher who comes from out of town, and they said last year to this year, she speaks, she's got like this dialect, right? And so they're like, you're going to run for council too? And one thing my daughter's never going to do is, public service or be a realtor because we can't go to the grocery store without talking to people. Like she wants a 9 to 5 kind of thing, right? Where this is anything but. But really like the phone call came to me this summer just saying how she has become this individual that, and they can tell it's because she's with me all the time, right? And
Yeah,
and that she's gonna grow up to be a great leader one day, whatever she's doing in whatever
right.
capacity. And that's just what I want for all of our kids, right? I want all of our kids to grow up to be great leaders.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
inspiring. Thanks
thanks.
for sharing.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for taking the time. It was a great chat. I love these conversations around great governance and public service. And I wish you nothing but great success, and I'll be watching with great interest.
Thank you so much, Kelly. It was really appreciated.
Okay, take care.
Okay, bye.